Hello, everybody. I'm Eve, and this is Tally, and welcome to
Hi.
S&M.
Hello. How's everyone doing? Shall we say hello to whoever's in the chat first of all?
Yeah. Hello,
Oh, shit,
everybody.
I need to mute that tab.
Is it loud?
Okay, so over in the chat right now we have someone called Richard. We have Samael, of course we do, because Samael is a pervert, and of course he's here.
Richard is Rick.
Love you, Sam. Hi Jacob, hi Ryan, hi Mustafa, hi Captain, hello Kaz.
I see Race. Hello, Race.
Hello Race. And no, Race, you are not allowed to make freedom peen jokes.
I mean, he can try, but he'll get yeeted.
You're a moderator in this one, bitch.
Yeah. How is everyone doing tonight?
Oh, and Michael, who is talking to us in the Discord, is here. Hello, Michael.
Hi there.
This is me. This is what me and Eve really look like. Mm-hmm. We are not catfishing.
Not at all. Well, is a trap catfishing? I don't know.
Only if you're not honest about it. Now, the really important question is, are traps gay?
I think that depends on trap to trap, but freedom peen killed Claudia.
Well,
God damn it.
I was going to curl my hair, but it was too cold. And I went, no, fuck it. I'm going to stay here wrapped in my blanket for as long as possible.
Yeah.
I was going to put my green screen and everything up. I've got all my boobs falling out.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
I've got like the nice area here all cleaned out. I've got all that sorted. Hello, Assassin.
Yes, hello, Assassin. And Yukio of Sakura is here.
Hi. Hi, Yuki. Yeah, we decided in Golden Age that Yuki was sugar daddy.
Hang on, I'm still opening a couple of programs here.
So this is the stream where we're basically going to go over what we're going to do and what we want to bring to you guys and find out what you want us to bring to you. We have had a few ideas and we're going to have guests, and I have got makeup all over my goddamn hands.
You look gorgeous. It doesn't matter. Hi, Reason.
Hi, Reason. You know what? It's okay if you see areola. It's when the nipple pops out is when we've got to worry.
My God.
Thank you for that, Ashley.
We're both goners. We're just this is the welcome to the one and only live stream of S&M. Say no more. So.
This is the shit show, but we do plan on bringing you guests and all of that sort of thing, and we're going to talk about all kinds of, you know what, the fucking makeup's pissing me off. Where are my makeup wipes?
On your hands, or just like, are you wiping it all off on?
No, it's all over my hands.
Okay, just making sure. Hi, John.
Hello, John. I just realized how the delay. I just realized. Oh God, everyone saw my fat belly.
You're fine.
Nobody's.
Look here. Let's see mine too. Okay. Which I have there. Now we're even. Ain't nobody around here skinny, except for maybe John Forge. And fuck John, he's skinny.
I know, right? Skinny bitch.
Anywho,
bisexual, my ass. Jolanda, stop buying me fucking games, Jolanda. I appreciate it though.
Did you do it again?
He bought me 2 games. I logged onto Steam and I had 2 gifts, and I was like, "Oh, what have I got here?" Okay, I've got Skullgirls and I've got Town of Salem. It's like that awesome, but Yeah,
I kind of
no,
play.
I will accept them, but no more. So, what? Okay, so Eve, what are we doing?
We're gonna tell Reason to go fuck himself too, because he says, "Hey, I'm skinny too. You're saying fuck me too? Yeah, fuck you, skinny people, and your inability to gain weight." No, I
was skinny until I had a baby. Goddamn childbirth. Yeah, made me fat.
I was included in that, Sam. Thank you. I appreciate it. Goddamn childbirth. No, I mean, I think basically what the entire premise of our show is. Somebody asked, "What are we doing today?" Well, the entire premise of the show is just gonna be me and Tally sitting here shooting the shit with you guys. You know, interacting with chat, having conversations. I didn't know if you had anything in particular you wanted to talk about today, Tally, or if you.
I do not, but I did see that there was some interesting shit going on Twitter between AOC and Joe Biden.
Uh-huh.
They were having a bit of a tiff.
Oh boy.
I need to bring it back up though, because I closed that earlier. Oh, it was hilarious.
Things that were actually sent to us, and I actually want to go and look.
We actually covered it on Minions last night, I think, this whole thing with AOC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's going on about how she someone said that she was stupid. Well, we know who said she was stupid. It was Ted Cruz, sorry.
I have a couple of
science. Tell us exactly what a Y chromosome is. And then she went on about how she has accomplishments in microbiology. Now, she did win an state fair thing, a science fair. However, she did not do the research herself. I can fucking tell you that for a fact.
Ryan at Walters asked how my birthday was. It was wonderful. It wasn't so great during the day, but it got better as the night went on, culminating in just a great 6-hour live stream at the end of the night. So
always a good thing.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, a little tired. Yeah, sorry for the delay.
We are not the most prepared.
Well, it wasn't that. It was just literally like right before I was getting ready to go. I was getting ready to go leave and go get some food, and literally right before that happened, my landlady shows up, and she doesn't know that I'm trans. So,
and she's very religious.
I had to rush around. Yes. And I had to rush around, and thankfully I didn't have any makeup on or anything, so I just had to change clothes real quick. But whew, that was terrifying for a minute there. Only 6 hours, lightweights. You were one of the ones telling us to go to bed, Mustafa.
And I did. I had an hour and a half nap, sort of. I kind of slept.
You attempted, and I'll give you points for that.
No, I did legitimately sleep, and then I got a phone call from a friend of mine saying, "Hey, do you need this stuff?" And I was like, "Yeah." I'm not gonna say no. So I got a delivery.
Yuki F. Sakuda says that this is one of the few live streams I can watch with being overseas at the moment. Well, that's good.
Well, we promise we won't get too raunchy in this one.
Little bit. That's what I told Tally. It's like, I know she and I, sit there in Discord and make like overtly sexual comments at each other, but I like a little more subtlety, a little more sexy. You know what I mean? There's a lot more you can get from having implied sexuality than you can from overt. It's more fun.
And that's why when it comes to Discord, most of the naughty pictures that I post are lewds.
Sure.
I said most.
Mm-hmm.
I did say most.
Ray says, I got Eve a gift of sorts. Yeah. A clip from Golden Age Radio where it was me complaining about him saying I needed an eagle on my penis. And I'm like, no, that's not a thing. Eagles have sharp talons. That's not a thing. But no, yeah, because of the
not only that, logistics of it would never work.
Yeah. Because of the situation with my landlord, I took a little longer to get ready because I had to wait for her to leave before I could start doing things. So
I was just wrapped in a blanket here, free, going, I'm so cold.
Complaining about being able to cut diamonds.
Yes, I can legitimately still cut diamonds.
I wasn't staying with what? I just said complaining about cutting diamonds.
Yeah.
You hoe. Oh shit. Oh shit. We got a donation tally.
What?
Uh-huh.
Really?
Yeah, there is a link down in the description below if you guys want to donate. I forgot about that. Thank you, Yolander. He says, time to break the S&M donation share. Do good, ladies. Thank you so much, honey. I don't currently have a way to present it on screen.
No, this is going to be a show of growing pains and teething pains and all kinds of shit and more caffeine.
Yeah, I don't know how to present it on screen, but
well, after this we've got Monkey in the morning, and then at midnight for me, I've got 1 o'clock. Sorry, for me, I've got Starfinder, which is Dungeons and Dragons in space.
And she's going to be busy doing that. I'm going out to dinner with friends tonight to celebrate my birthday officially because most of them have been busy and or unavailable in some way or another. And oh, guess what? Eve hasn't actually told anybody we're going out tonight. So yeah, that's great. I kind of did, but I haven't told anybody details yet. So I might have ended up being just me and 1 or 2 people. This is the beta test phase. This is the alpha test phase. We're not even that far along yet.
Yeah, we just jumped straight into it. I don't know if me turning off my light made it better or worse. No, it made it worse.
I look, it looks better. The light on. Your face is a little pale, but I think it looks cute on you. It's a nice look. I like it. I can make my face more pale and we could be vampires together. How about that?
It's not even a blue light. It's just a selfie light. It's supposed to be a natural light, but it's really fucking bright.
Jacob thinks he's a smart motherfucker here in the chat.
Why? What's he saying?
He says, Eve knows how to plan. I do know how to plan. Thank you very much.
Hey, you know what? Give me a party planning journal and all like the unlimited funds needed. I can plan a fucking party.
I did a lot of fucking planning for this.
Don't try to ask me to plan too much. One thing I will say is I'm currently working on a script and research for Sexy Science.
Yes.
So that'll be coming. Well, the plan is I am going to cover subjects in biology, evolution and human development and all of that sort of thing. We may steer into a little bit of the sex education, but most people that watch us will be adults, and hopefully you know how to use a fucking condom at your age. So we don't necessarily have to do that.
Right.
But we will, but I'm going to have a whiteboard that I'm going to put on the wall up here. What?
Hang on. I need to interrupt you for just a moment, darling. Let me refresh so I can get the whole message. Yuki of Sakudo, just thank you for the $50 to start your stream.
Oh
in
my
Empire with
God.
Tally. To start your stream in Empire with Tally, and also happy birthday, Eve. Wow, thank you so much.
There's a reason we call you Sugar Daddy.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh wow. I don't even know what to say.
Oh my God. Thank
You and
you.
Yolanda are being so generous.
Thank you guys.
Eve, if you go more, sorry,
go on. We appreciate you guys. Mwah.
we really do love you guys. Yolanda says, Eve, if you go more pale, you'll disappear. Well,
You look at me. Look at me. I'm a fucking ghost. I don't go outside. I went outside earlier today so I could go get caffeine and cupcakes.
And look how red her cheeks are just from going outside.
Oh no, that's blusher.
I know, I'm teasing. I'm teasing.
I'm a fucking ghost. And I tell you what, I got back and I was like, I'm never going out ever fucking again.
Why would you want to go outside anyways? There's nothing useful out there.
I know. I can do everything I need right here and I can get everything delivered. The only problem is I need to work.
You guys are like transparencies. God damn it.
Oh yeah, I'm a fucking ghost. But I'm going to put a whiteboard up here and I've got nice space cleared out. And when I'm not using it for the whiteboard, I can put green screen up on the hooks. And I'm going to do sexy science and that there may be corsetry.
Maybe corsetry.
In fact, if that's something that interests some people, I can go into what the ribs and the body does under tight lacing corsetry.
Honestly, I think you should pick the most boring possible subjects in biology and see if you can get away with it and make it palpable for people.
But the thing is, there is nothing in biology that is boring to me.
Isn't she adorable, you guys?
To me, biology is a very interesting subject. Like biology and chemistry. And the reason I put biology and chemistry together is because we are just lots and lots of chemical reactions happening within a contained unit.
Mm-hmm. A contained environment, one might say.
Well, yes. So
classy lewd biology lessons. Exactly, Jacob.
Yes, that. There may be corsetry. There will most definitely be a lab coat. There will be glasses.
Snow Pilot in there says, Eve keeps saying palpable, but means palatable. Yes. Eve made a boob joke. I did.
I think the palpable thing was a big joke.
Sure.
She did that totally on purpose.
That was completely 100% intentional.
That was not a Freudian slip.
I don't know.
You know what? I like chemistry too, Richard. I can also make things go boom. I know how to make thermite. But
it's incredible to me how all the different sciences, do link together. Like one plays into the other and then vice versa.
Well, our makeup, we are made from exactly the same thing as stars. And that is really cool. We are star stuff. And that to me is pretty cool. And this is why I love science and why I could never do accept the God did it as an answer.
Ouch.
Well, you know what? There's nothing wrong with being religious. But if you're just going to say God did it and that's just your answer for everything, you never get anywhere in scientific advancement. Because if you just accept God did it, then that means you're just accepting that there is no way to know the answer. And I am one of those people that wants to know the answer.
That is an interesting. I agree with that take on it, but I tend to believe that that God created science as we know it, and that He, knows all those answers. And just because we don't understand them doesn't mean that I feel like God saying God did it is not necessarily a dismissive of we'll never know, but of we don't understand this yet. And until we have an answer for that, this is what he did. That's
well, see,
my
in
personal
science, when it comes to science, people don't tend to say God did it because that's just an end answer. We tend to go,
right.
We don't know yet. Let's find out.
See, that was one of the things when I was in youth group. I had a youth group teacher when I was a teenager, who had this philosophy of, you don't check your brain at the door when you come into church. You're going to come in here. We're going to actually learn about how science and, biblical teachings can go together, how things like this work together. There are actually mentions of dinosaur-like creatures in the Bible. Very rare instances, but it's like it was obvious they knew of these creatures.
Well, yeah, they dug them up. But
right.
They thought there were people that thought they were monsters or dragons, and they were laying them out wrong when they put the bones together. They weren't putting them together in the right order, so they were coming up with these truly monstrous things.
Mm-hmm.
And then there were these people that thought that these bones were put there by Satan to test faith.
BG in chat says science was actually started by priests. They studied the world to better understand God's work and better understand Him through His work. So that's actually a very interesting thing that people act like science and religion can't work together. But
this was back in a day when the only people that had access to the research or the facilities to do this research and all that sort of thing were priests. They were the only people that could read.
Real quick, Captain donated $10 to say, insert "shut up and take my money" meme here, a bit to help y'all. Thank you, sweetie.
Thank you, darling. Well, he just wants to see me naked again.
Anyway, angels are actually microbes to Sam. Does that make you a microbe, Sam?
No, Sam's a fallen angel.
Exactly. He says angels are actually microbes.
Something that's, you know what? I do actually find the biblical character of Samael a very interesting one. He was known as the seducer, the accuser, and what was the third one? The corruptor.
Sam says I'm a megobe. Instead of a microbe, he's a megobe.
Yeah. Yep. You are. And that was a very interesting character. Like, another very interesting biblical character is one that was actually taken out of the most religious texts, and that's Lilith.
Mm-hmm.
And she was created at the same time as Adam to be Adam's wife. But because she was created at the same time as him, she refused to submit to him as anything less than equal. But then God was like, no, you're his wife. You have to submit. And she was like, no, fuck you. I'm leaving. And she left the Garden of Eden. And then when she refused to come back, God created Eve.
Hi, Becca.
And Lilith is actually the mother of the succubi, which is interesting. Now, there are people who differ on who the father of the succubi are. Some will say Samael was actually the father of the succubi.
Okay.
Some will say another fallen angel was. So that's an interesting subject to cover.
My personal favorite interpretation of that lore, because I don't take a lot of that as, like, what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say canon, but that sounds very dismissive. You know what I'm saying?
It's legends. They are legends.
Yeah, I'm very selective about which of these stories that I buy into. I stick pretty much with the way the traditional Bible explains all of this. So, are you going to eat a cupcake?
No.
She's lying. Look at her.
I'm just going to sit here and pick at the frosting.
Uh-huh. and we're all just going to stop and watch Tally suck on her fingers.
Okay, I'll stop.
Exactly.
But what was it that you were saying?
Sam says, I ain't paying no 10K years worth of child support. No, I was going to say my particular favorite interpretation is the Vampire the Masquerade, and how Cain was the father of the vampires, obviously. But Lilith is wrapped up in that ideology too. And part of where he got his power to begin with was from Lilith, and then turned around and stabbed her in the back and betrayed her. And yeah, the followers of Cain and the followers of Lilith are not friends, like going back that far. So you start throwing around the name Lilith amongst a bunch of vampires who are a little more religiosity about their stuff, and
it's not going to end well for you.
It's not going to end well for you. Sam says Lilith is part of Talmudic mythology and demonology, not considered canon in most forms of Christianity. Yeah, that's true.
Well, no, because like I said, because she was she demanded to be treated as equal because she was created at the same time. So that the women's didn't get any ideas, they took her out of most biblical texts. It was so the women's didn't demand to be treated as equal to men.
Yeah. Well, even still,
you've got to remember. You've got to remember that the Bible that we've got now, the King James, I've actually got one. I've still got one. It was given to me by my godmother when I was baptized as a baby. Now, you've got to remember that version of the Bible, that was only like the 12th edition. She was taken out of it long before it came to the King James version.
Oh yeah, I've never been a fan of the King James version, especially as a Protestant myself. The one of the biggest reasons that the Pilgrims left, or not the Pilgrims, but one of the biggest reasons that people left England to begin with for religious freedoms was because of the King James Bible. So the fact that so many people carted around like it's the one and only way to be the truth of God because it's written in a funny script that.
Well, I've got a very pretty white leather-bound Bible that's got like the gold around the edge, and it's really pretty. And I've read it once from cover to cover. Fuck, is that thing boring?
It's not meant to be read cover to cover, honestly.
Well, it was kind of a requirement because I was in a Christian youth group, and something I will say is that the children's Bible was a lot more palatable to read.
Okay, guys, she used the right word. I didn't. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So when it came to reading my Bible, I didn't actually read that one. I read the children's one that was that I got from the youth group.
See, I had one of those when I was a kid too. It had pictures, and it always helped me.
Mine didn't have pictures. Mine was just a bigger text. It was about like this big. It stood about this big, and it was like that. It was a big, chunky thing. It had bigger text, and it was in simpler language. Basically, they dumbed it down to the nth degree.
Yeah. And you got to be careful when doing that kind of thing, too, because you'll miss information and stuff like that. That was one of the things I liked about mine. Is that
that's why it was so big. That's why it was so big, because they dumbed it down to the nth degree, but then they kept all the details in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was one of the things I liked about mine, is that they didn't. They made it more. They made it more exciting and interesting.
Lilith and Adam, still a better love story than Twilight. You're not wrong.
Oh, savagery. But no, it was the Bible. The Bible that I had as a kid, the children's Bible or whatever, I forget what it was, but it didn't leave anything out. It just didn't give you illustrated sections of the parts where here's where we're talking about sex, kids. No. They didn't give that.
No, it would leave that sort of thing out. I've got to say, even though I'm not religious, to this day, my favorite verses Oh, it's in Corinthians. I think it's 12 something, and it's titled "What is Love?" And I think it's those verses, they are beautiful.
Oh, the definition of love. It says in
When
Corinthians.
I was a child, I acted as a child. Now I am a man, I put away childish things. That whole thing, it's beautiful to read.
That is 1 Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 11. When I was a child, I spoke as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. That has anything to do with love.
No, it does go further. The further down you get, it does.
Oh, you meant further on in the...
Hi, happy dude. Nice of you to finally join us.
We totally weren't late ourselves.
30 minutes in.
We totally weren't late ourselves.
No, Sam, thank you, Sam. 1 Corinthians 13.
Yeah, 13:11.
Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices within truth.
Leave it to the angel to know the Bible reference.
Now, see, I tend to read that one with 1 Corinthians 11, 12, and 13, it all in one thing. But I think that verse is beautiful. Yeah. And I'm not even religious.
No, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. And there's a lot of people who dismiss the Bible completely. And I don't think that you really can, because there's still a lot of good advice and good vibes in there as well.
Well, I was raised Anglican, and Anglicans don't take the Bible as literal truth. Mm-hmm. The stories within the Bible were seen as stories with a moral compass, and it is your job to figure out what that moral compass is. Now, being Anglican, I completely disregard I completely disregarded anything to do with the Old Testament. Mm-hmm. So with Anglicans, everything was like the teachings of Jesus, and Jesus never said anything about like homosexuals or anything like that. He used to hang out with prostitutes, for fuck's sake. He kissed a man.
Yeah, but then again, back then it was a more of a custom to be able to kiss other people. It wasn't quite as a sexual connotation that people put on it.
Yeah, I know. So. I'm aware of this.
I mean,
I'm completely aware of this. And we are talking about back in a time when women would bond by doing sexual acts together.
Yeah. I mean, let this French fucking chat tell you. I mean, kissing in French culture is a completely different connotation than it is over here in like America or in the UK, you know.
People over here are very free with their tongues.
Hot.
You know what? I might be British, but I'm still European. Mm-hmm. Just fuck the EU. I'm okay being part of Europe. I just don't want the EU to exist. We don't need a government to run the entire thing. We can get along. We don't need a government to oversee everything and nitpick everything and trying to micromanage countries, because doing that is how you end up with issues like Greece.
That's the thing, is I thought that the whole point of the United Nations was to help us all get along.
Well, that's the United Nations. We're talking about the EU, the European Union.
Right. I'm saying
the European Union was supposed to be a trade deal. That's it. It was a trade market. It was a custom trade union. Basically, you wouldn't get charged for bringing stuff, importing and exporting. And yet we get charged more than under World Trade Organization. Figure that one out. It is cheaper to get stuff from outside the trade union.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So, going off on that tangent. I will apologize, you guys. Both Callie and I suffer from attention deficit disorder, so we'll jump subjects and we won't remember where the fuck we were.
Yeah,
If
I
you
know,
want to
right?
bring it back, like maybe you had a comment about a subject and we changed really quickly before you realize, feel free to comment at us in chat.
You will have to keep us on track.
We'll go, oh, hey, yeah, we were talking about that. Did you have something to add to that? And we'll jump back to that subject. But
well, Ryan said
we just went from religion to...
it's a book of collection of tales communicating moral wisdom. And yeah, that's how it was. That was how it was viewed in my upbringing.
Yeah, I mean, and I can get that.
I don't agree with Christianity. I'm not a fan of organized religion as a whole in general.
Me either, honestly.
But I will read, like, if my son wants to hear about a story from the Bible about like Noah's Ark, I will read it to him the same way my mom did when I was a kid. As far as I was concerned, it wasn't a Bible story. It was just a bedtime story.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I've said, I get that. I get that feeling. I'm not a big fan of organized religion. I feel like I understand its purpose. Mm-hmm. But I often feel like much in like any other organization, people aren't aware that just like every other organization.
Fuck you, Sam. Oh no, that's Captain. Fuck you, Captain.
Oh yeah. Look, a squirrel. What was I saying? Yeah, pretty much. I
made that too.
You did? I don't remember what I was going to say now.
Organized religion.
Organized religion, yes. I'm not a big fan of organized religion, especially not anymore. Over my life, I've seen so many large groups, especially very large churches, who have hurt people and done things that I did not care for.
Preachers that live in massive houses, mega churches.
Not even that. There was one of the friends that I had who went to a mega church here in Memphis. I won't name it, but if you start looking for mega churches in Memphis, it's the biggest one. Who they told a friend of mine. He came to them and with telling them, "Look, I'm struggling with homosexuality. It's not the Bible tells me I shouldn't be this way." And their response to him was, "Oh, you need to get help for that." And I'm like. He's like, that's why I'm coming to you guys. Help me out here. Talk to me. And it was just the way they treated him. They like put him at arm's length and they treated him very coldly. And that really pissed me off. Then I watched how my own church.
See, something I will say is here in England, you will never get that.
Yeah, I was like,
if you go to the church and say you're struggling with homosexuality, especially the church my mum goes to, and I went to that church twice. And I've got to say, I quite enjoyed the service. Not my thing, but the preacher was pretty cool. In order to bring in a younger group of practitioners to the church, they brought in quite a young, cool, like vicar. I guess you could call him, like a priest. And he was pretty cool. And yeah, if you were to go to him and say I'm struggling with homosexuality, he'd be just like, you do you. It's like, it's none of my business.
Right.
If you want to, as long as you love with all your heart, that's all that matters. Just to be loved and be loved in return.
The second thing, and probably the biggest contributing factor that put me off of organized religion was, when we found out that one of my youth pastors,
Sam, fuck you.
Christianity is very clear. If a man lies with another man, as one would a woman, he shall be stoned. So blaze it, my dudes, have fun. Damn it, Sam.
Oh, you know what? I'm not even high for this.
She's not.
I'm not. Cigarette. Yeah, this is a regular cigarette. I'm not even high for this shit.
You
know what? That is in the Old Testament. It's not something that the Christians over here pay any attention to?
It is in Romans, if I'm not mistaken. They repeat
Yeah.
it. I'd have to
Well,
go double
like
check
I
it.
said, the religion over here, we tend to see it more as like a stories with a moral compass.
Right.
So again, like all of the love stuff, like the what is love thing that Sam shared earlier, that will outweigh stuff like that.
But no, I was gonna say the second thing that was a big contributing factor to my disillusion with organized religion was when we found out, not the youth pastor I talked about, but one of the youth pastors that I had, we found out that his business trips to down to Mexico for whatever his company was doing down there, that he was seeing some girl that was younger than his daughters down there. He's in his 40s, her early 20s. Yeah, and when we found out about this, it's because he came home and told his wife that he was leaving her to marry this little girl from Mexico, and bring her and her little boy up here to live with him. And
see, this is my issue with organized religion. The
he was asked to step down from the youth pastor position, but the attitude of the church was basically to accept them in and treat them like everything was okay, and pushed his wife and daughters to the side. My mother and father were not happy with that. Neither was most of my family. There was a lot of people who left the church after that. That was just a kind of a fuck you to anybody who gave a shit. And I was like, no, if this is the kind of attitude you're going to have, where I'm done. And that was the church I grew up in. So that sense of community for me just kind of yeeted out the window. And I've kind of been reticent to go back and get involved with any other kind of organized religions ever since.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Jacob says, I'm no atheist, but organized religion can blow me. There's a thing that I was talking about with Polly, that we came up with a word for people like you, Jacob, and people like Zelthor. You're a-religious. You just don't give a shit. You're a-religious.
Yeah. Well, technically, you're not atheist. You're not agnostic. So
just couldn't care enough to put a label on it either way. So condoning adultery, totally Christian. Exactly my point. Race. That was my thoughts on it, and that was totally not okay in my opinion.
See, that's my issue with organized religion. It's very hypocritical a lot of the time.
And I find out that's where the most of the corruption and misinterpretation comes from.
I've always found that the more devout someone is in their faith, the more likely they are to be the biggest fucking hypocrite on the planet.
Mm-hmm. So there was a slight gear shift that Ryan Walters put in chat, and I want to bring this up. I hope you don't mind me calling you out with this, Ryan. But he said, I suspect organized religion in many ways is obsolete. I can see the value of smaller congregations, but the grander hierarchy and administrative aspect isn't needed. To an extent, I agree with you. I feel like religion did a thing for societies in general that we really needed. It gave people a direction, a purpose to unite behind. And in its absence, since we've become a much more, I guess, a religious society, like people care less about religion, about having faith in something like that. We've turned towards politics to fill that gap, to fill that void inside of us that tells us we need to be a part of something, that we need to belong to something. I know a lot of you who've over here in chat who've been watching Ranting Monkey knows he feels pretty much the same way, and he and I had those discussions before, where we talk about this, because we took religion out of the equation. This is what's we left this vacuum, and it's filled in the gap with politics lately. So it's kind of a double-edged sword in that regard. If you get what I'm saying, Tally, any comments?
Yes, I see where you're coming from with that. Yeah,
you're typing things to me.
Yes, I was typing things. I was responding to a message I got. I did the look, a squirrel thing.
Yes, you did. Did you hear what I said at all?
I did. Taking religion out of the equation, turning to politics, demoralization. Yeah, I got it. Most of it.
Yeah. Most of it. No, that's just my opinion on that particular thing. Yeah, Assassin says humans need to know they're not alone in a different universe lest they go insane. Fair enough. Even if it's just the community of other humans, you know, people largely have that need, that desire to belong to something greater than themselves. Religion filled that.
Something I have noticed that is very different over here than it is over in America is over here, the church congregations tend to be a lot smaller. Like there is one church in this village of like 1,500 people, and only like 20 people actually go to it. But the church is a community center and anyone can use it for anything. Like so many people in this village that are not religious got married in that church. People who were never really all that religious or involved in the church or in any way had funerals in that church. And it's a very nice church. Over in the town where my mom lives, they've got 3 churches, I think. They've got the big main one, which is where the pretty cool pastor preaches. But then they will work with the smaller churches around. And again, like the biggest church only has like, what, less than 100 people that go to it every week. So it's not very big. But they will work with the other smaller churches in the area to do like community fundraising and all that sort of thing. And when one of the churches was getting remodeled, when they opened it to the public, they had a big event for it. And they do like daycare things in the summer where you can just drop your kids off if you can't find a babysitter, if you've got work and all that sort of thing. They are pretty good hubs for that. And they are pretty good to go to if you just need someone to speak to, even if you're not religious. They are very accepting over here compared to over in America.
Which is how honestly I feel like they should be more often. Is like the point of the point of my interpretation of Christianity isn't about the set of rules. It isn't about judging other people or trying to make them conform to a certain worldview. It's about showing Christ's love. The entire point of the Bible was to show that the first half is the Old Testament. This is all the reasons why you're not good enough to get into heaven yourself. B, it's okay because Christ died for you. C, your only job from this point on is to spread that love and show other people that Christ loved them as well. And that's it. That's my entire purpose on this planet, as far as the religious aspect of it goes, is to show love to other people. And
well, I see that sort of thing I can get behind. We should show everyone love and respect within reason. If you're going to come at me demanding that I respect you just because of how you identify, no. However, if you come to me and you show me respect as a human being and you don't put demands on me, I am far more likely to respect you as a human being.
Right. And that's them showing respect to you and showing love to you in return. I mean, I wouldn't even say it's not necessarily that I don't love that person. I try to say that I love everyone. I can show love to everyone. But
see, well, the difference between you and me is my philosophy on this doesn't come from God. My philosophy on this comes from the 11 rules for the earth.
Fair enough. My particular interpretation is I can look at you and say I love you and then tell you to go fuck yourself. So I mean,
oh, you should ask Sam about the very polite fuck you I gave someone on Discord when he was trying to get nudes from me.
I think you've showed me a couple of them. The people.
Oh yeah, I know I did. But I was actually like screen sharing with Sam because me and Sam, we were laughing our asses off at this one guy's effort. And I handed him on a silver platter how to seduce me, so to speak. Did he take any of it on board? Did he fuck? And then he just comes back with, show me your tits. And I sent the most polite fuck you I could come up with.
That's when you just Google what do you call them? Red-breasted tits, which are like a bird or something like that. I don't know. I may put the wrong thing. And then just send him those and said, these are mine.
Yeah, well, over here we've got the great tit and the blue tit.
Yeah,
those are actual birds, by the way.
The blue tit, yes.
Yeah, there's also one it's very similar to the blue tit, but it's bigger. It's like twice the size. It's called a great tit.
Hang on.
Yeah, you should ask Sam about the very polite "fuck you" because I can't remember the wording, and I just realized I forgot to put my eyebrows on.
Then you can just show him that picture and say, "Here's my tits. Go fuck yourself."
Well, the thing is, here in the UK, we are very, very polite. So when someone comes up with that after I tried to help them out as much as possible, like I have to be polite and I have to say fuck you. So I did. And it was hilarious. And I cannot remember what I said off the top of my head. Maybe Sam does. But Sam actually commented, that was the most polite fuck you I've ever read.
Ryan Walter says, I find it interesting how our society has been shaped by the religious model. I think things like Mass at church set a framework for town halls, which the concerns for local citizens can be heard. Fair enough. I mean, yeah, definitely. It's like Sam was saying earlier. Where did it go? Religion was proto-politics, proto-philosophy, and proto-science. It's no wonder the more mystically minded people cling to those things like they would have done with religion. And that's definitely a thing that helps shape our societies as a whole, especially when you have like our America. I say our country, but my country was based off of.
I am an American. I just haven't gone home yet or become a citizen. I'm an American. I just was born overseas and haven't gone home yet.
So we'll get you over here.
I want to be able to say what I like and shoot shit. That's all I want. Just Amendment 1 and 2. If England had Amendment 1 and Amendment 2, I'd be happy here, but we don't. So fuck England.
BG Tally is the great tit Boris Johnson and the blue tit Jeremy Corbyn. Hi, Seamus.
Oh, you know what? Boris Johnson is a tit, but he is a great tit.
God damn it.
I just love him. Oh my God, he's so funny.
He's definitely a great Sith Lord. I think my favorite moment of his is when he decided to bring the
tea. When him and a neighbor phoned the police because him and his girlfriend had an argument the way couples do when they live together in close proximity to each other all the fucking time. It's not big fucking news when normal people do it. Why the fuck is it news when Boris Johnson does it? Fuck knows. But him and his girlfriend had a bit of a tiff. There were plates thrown and stuff like that in anger. Now, I've got to admit, I've been in fits of anger and I've slammed doors. I've thrown shit. I've broken a couple of mugs. It's one of those things. I've never thrown them at my partner, but I have just gone, for fuck's sake, and just gone bang and broken mugs. I don't know why, because I was always the one to clean it up. Now, Boris Johnson got the police phoned on him, and then the news turned up, and he refused to comment, and he just goes out and goes, would you like some tea?
Yeah, he's like, well, you guys have been out here all day in the heat.
I am strictly here on a humanitarian mission. Would you like some tea?
And he just went out.
It's like the most British thing ever. I fucking
glorious.
love it. It was, wasn't it? I love him just because of his mean potential. But when he was the mayor of London, he actually saved a woman from getting mugged when he was just happened to be riding on his bicycle on the way home. And he saw a woman getting mugged. So he went, I'm not having that. And he did something about it. And that was all over the fucking news. And I love him.
Yeah, I mean, because he seems like a fairly genuine person. I find that most of the shitlords I know are actually fairly genuine people.
When you see where he comes from, you can understand why he's such a good person. Because over here in the UK, we have something called I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. It's basically where has-beens and wannabes. Oh my God, Samael remembers that.
Yeah.
He literally chased them down and shouted at them to put their hands up, as in to fight them. He did.
Yeah.
He's a fucking badass politician, I'm telling you. But what was I saying? His dad went on this thing called I'm a Celebrity, and it's basically has-beens and wannabes go over to Australia just before Christmas, and they have to survive in the jungle. Now, given that these are celebrities, they do have like people there that specialize in like dangerous animals to get rid of like dangerous animals out of the camp and all that sort of thing. But they have to do these things called bush tucker trials. And if people really don't like someone, they will just put them up for every single bush tucker trial. Now, these bush tucker trials could be anything from eating bugs to being in a coffin in the ground covered in bugs. And if they can get through the whole trial, they get enough food to feed everyone for the night. Or they might have to collect stars. If they don't want to go on, they can say, I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. And they don't have to continue with the bush tucker trial. And they only have as many stars as they collected up until that point. Now, Boris Johnson's dad was on this. He never did a single bush tucker trial because everyone loved him so much. He was such a nice, genuine person, and people just loved him, and it just made them like his son even more. So I can understand why Boris Johnson is the way he is, because his dad is exactly the same. In an interview, his dad was asked, why do you think Boris Johnson is so popular? And his dad's response, oh, it's got to be the hair. People love a man with a good head of hair. The meme potential of this family. I love it.
I guess same reason why people like Trump so much is just he's not as much of a genuine person, I think, in that regard, but he is definitely
the memeable. He is so memeable,
right? And
that's why people love him. It's because he says what he wants and he doesn't give a shit what anyone has to say about it. See, Boris Johnson is the same way, but he's more tactful about it.
He's British, of course he is.
Well, yeah, so the big thing in Britain is politeness, which is why Sam found my very polite fuck you so amusing.
The best part about Boris's family is almost none of them agree politically, but they all stand together. Yeah, I mean, it's the way it should be, is that family should come first. It used to be that way over here in the States, and then people started acting fucking crazy about politics and then letting it split up families and friendships.
Yeah, something that is very different about our political system and yours is you've got the Republicans on the right and the Democrats on the left. Over here, we've got the Labour on the far left and the Conservatives not quite so far to the left. So both of our choices are left and commie left. Whereas at least well, that's the difference. Anyone right of Starling is a Nazi.
Take us as family? You mean political enemies? God damn it. Yeah, no, I know plenty of people who
Something I will say is at least none of Boris Johnson's well, yeah, there are the Lib Dems, but again, the Lib Dems are very far to the left. The Lib Dems are kind of like in the middle of the Conservatives and the Labour Party. Again, we don't really have a right-wing option over here. Now, in the last election, I did vote for the Conservatives just because Boris Johnson. That was pretty much it. Also, I really don't want Jeremy Corbyn to be Prime Minister. He wants to put a literal Marxist in charge of the money.
Mm-hmm.
And then he wants to put Diane Abbott, who can't count, in charge of the military, the police, and the MI6 and that. It's like, no. Basically, it's which one's the lesser of the two evils in this regard. They get rid of all of them lot, and I'm sure the Labour Party will be fine. Maybe. But at the moment, no.
DC Executed in chat says there should be more political parties here. Anyway, I hope everyone's having a wonderful tonight. Thank you for the well wishes. As far as more political parties here, I don't know that would fix anything. There was a Razor Fist video pretty recently. I don't know if how many of you guys watch Razor Fist, but he did this whole thing about how he doesn't like the fact that these parties are becoming more moderate, like that people want to push.
Well, he wants his right wingers to be right wing, and he wants his left wingers to be left wing. At least then he can make an informed decision. I understand. I kind of agree with him.
He was a bit bitchier about it and a bit more insulting about the idea of moderate. Of course he is.
That's his entire stick.
Yeah, and he basically shit all over moderates and anybody who is in any way centrist, because heaven forbid people have different opinions about stuff. You heard about this from Monkey. I watched the video, and then when Monkey talked about it, Monkey kind of pissed me off because he kind of took a fucking Razor Fist side.
I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I kind of do agree with Razor Fist that I would rather have my right wingers be right wing and my left wingers be left wing, unlike what we've got here in England. See, over here, our right wingers are left wing and our left wingers are communists.
But he pulled the card of centrists and moderates are fence riders.
Well, what I would rather have is a right-wing party that is actually right-wing, a left-wing party that is actually left-wing, and a few spattering sort of in between.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That would make it would be more interesting. But the difference over here than in America is over here we can actually watch our politicians do their debates.
The problem I have is more the extremism present in a lot of the parties now. It's one thing to say that, I'd like somebody who leans more heavily left and somebody who definitely leans more heavily right.
Oh, my knee.
But when they say some people like having people like Bernie Sanders up there does nothing constructive for the in my opinion, for the country.
Sam, you are right. You cannot have a government serve the people properly and entirely if the government is solely right-wing or left-wing. You do need a mixture. So you do need to have your right-wing parties. You do need to have your left-wing parties. But then you also need to have some that spatter along in between.
Mm-hmm. And Yolander makes the point, says more polarization is not good. There's precious little compromise now. We need more moderates. Yet the problem is that most of the representatives so far that are up there are just so far left or so far right. They have nothing in common and can't agree on nothing. And all they do is butt heads and get nothing done. They have to come some sort of compromise, some sort of middle ground, or they're never going to get any policies passed that work.
Well, that's what our government was like up until this general election, where the Conservatives now have a majority. Sorry, the Conservatives now have a majority, so they can actually get Brexit done, which was difficult before they had a majority because they were constantly butting heads with the Remainers who didn't want to leave the EU and people that didn't want to listen to the will of the people. I mean, there are people that are part of the Conservative Party that are like, I didn't want Brexit. I don't want it, but that's what the people voted for, so that's what they're going to get. And I can respect that. People who put aside their own political feelings for the will of the people. There was a vote. You lost. Get over it.
Right.
Technically, if you want to get technical, we had 5 votes and you lost. Get over it. We had the Conservatives saying we will give you the referendum if you vote us in, and we voted them in. We then had the referendum, and that passed. We then had the Conservatives do that snap election, and they were like, well, and Theresa May ran on a thing of Brexit means Brexit. Oh, no, I'm wrong. We had 4. No, 5. There was 5. Because there was the EU election, and the Conservative part, no, the Brexit Party won overwhelming in that one. Most of the people that went to Brussels as representatives for our country were members of the Brexit Party or leavers. And then there was this next election where Boris Johnson became Prime Minister. So we've had 5 votes. And Brexit has won consistently. The people clearly want Brexit. Were we not clear enough?
Mm-hmm.
How much more clear can we be that we want to leave the EU?
Yeah, DC Executed says, I feel like it's either you choose one party over the other, and both of the major ones we have, all the power suck is so badly, and both stand for so many things, which makes them look so fake. Yeah, that's my problem. Is it's just so much extremism, and I understand wanting more representative parties in that regard. You want more, something a little more.
Apparently, Reagan is nearly a moderate now.
Right.
And he was so far to the right.
Misunderstanding is that centrists are fence sitters. It's simply not true. You can have the best of both and make it work, so you don't have to be totally polarized. Are we getting buffering? No. Okay. It was buffering for me for a second.
It's fine for me.
Okay, good. Yeah, no, that's
Stop calling me.
Oh boy. So we're short of tally for the next couple minutes because she's gonna be on the phone. But yeah, that's the problem, is that, you know, when it comes to, there was buffering for a second, but I think it worked itself out. When it comes to the individual, most people have ideas that come from both sides. Most people are a little more, I guess, libertarian in that case, so that they just don't give a shit what most other people do with their lives. You know, most people don't care that I'm trans. As long as I don't shove it down somebody else's throat, as long as I don't force anyone to use my pronouns or anything like that, most people are willing to, when I come to them, say, hey,
you look like a woman.
Hang on just a second. Hang on. Let me finish my thought. Most people are willing, when I come to them and say, hey, you know, I'm trans. Can you please do this for me? And, respect my wishes in this case. 95% of people, 95% of people are willing to just be like, yeah, sure. You know, that's cool.
Well, yeah, people are chill.
Yeah, because it's not infringing on their rights. It's not telling them they have to do something they don't want to do.
Well, I'm of the philosophy that you do you and I'll do me, as long as we don't as long as that your rights end where my nose begins and all that sort of thing.
Right.
You do you.
Mm-hmm.
But in saying that, you present as a woman. You are clearly very feminine with a little extra, but that's besides the point. I broke Eve.
Oh my God, I love you.
Now,
this is why this is my stream partner, y'all, because we just click like that.
The reason most people will be okay with saying, yeah, that's a woman, is because you put effort into present as a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you were a big burly man with a beard that just decided to put on a dress and that was it.
I almost did a deep voice to emulate that, but no.
No, don't do that. No.
You're not high enough for that?
No. I am so not high enough for that. I'm not high at all. I haven't got any booze. I haven't smoked any weed. No.
Next time we need to have drinks. Next show.
Yeah, next time we do need to have drinks.
So, as we
you know what? If we were to ever play Never Have You Ever on stream, I would lose and I would look like such a hoe.
It really depends on what we never have I ever, because I could say
Never have I ever transitioned.
Right? I mean, you know,
I would be
It really
trying to
depends.
get you drunk.
it really depends on the. Oh, honey, you don't have to get me drunk if you want to have your way with me. Anyway, I was gonna transition the conversation into something else about how. So what do you guys think of this format so far? You know, just us sitting here
Yeah,
shooting the
we
shit.
do want your input. Next time we may have a guest. I'm pretty sure we decided our first guest was going to be Sam because he came up with the name.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to give him credit where credit is due. Thank you, Sam. We love you.
Yes, the name was all Sam's idea. S&M, say no more. That was Sam. So,
And you know what? With Sam on it, it would be so much worse.
never
Because
have I ever sucked a toe. God damn it.
Oh no. Ew.
Yeah.
Now, you know what? I can appreciate if a woman gets her toes done and she gets a manicure and all that sort of thing. And no, I'm getting there. And and she's got pretty shoes on. I can appreciate the fact that her feet look pretty.
Oh yeah.
I do not want to put those in my mouth.
Exactly. I've seen some sexy ass looking feet. Women that wear, especially when your woman's wearing a high heel, or like you said, has her toes
Do you
done.
like my socks?
Do you like mine?
I need a pedicure. I really do.
Oh, I've got a pedicure. Let's see.
Eve has sexy feet. I still don't want to put them in my mouth.
No, Eve does not have sexy feet. Eve has big feet because she's tall. But toes have germs, right, Lion? Right? That's pretty much
right?
it.
I mean, even right after a shower, I still wouldn't want to put them in my mouth.
No, not even remotely.
I mean, I could understand
Lion table screenshot. God damn it.
I mean, I could understand starting from like the foot and like kissing all your way up. I can understand that.
But don't suck the toes.
No, don't suck the toes. Do not put the toes in your mouth.
Amazonian women are sexy, Eve, so no worries. Thank you, EDC. That's Nico, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
That is Neko. A wild Neko has appeared.
Mm-hmm. Athlete's tongue. Ew, BG.
No!
I will say though, some people
go to your corner.
will lick butt and cringe at the toe stuff. There are other ways to lubricate back there.
I will not lick a butt either.
Good. I'm glad we're on the same page with that. Like the cheek, sure, definitely. I'll bite a bitch's butt cheek, but
well, in saying that, I can appreciate a great butt, and I do just want to grab it and bite the cheeks, and yeah. But no, I do not want to spread those cheeks and put my tongue in between them. It just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, no. So anyway, now that we got off of tongue buttering turtle caves, have you never heard that?
Sam said something not that long ago about feeding the chocolate starfish a banana.
Oh no.
And that broke me. And I reckon people are gonna love it when we do get Sam on, because the three of us flirt with each other.
Oh Lord. We're just gonna have to have like buckets of cold water next to it. We can just say, all right, Tally, douse yourself, and just go.
Hey, I look good in a wet shirt.
Oh God, it's already started, and he's not even on the show right now.
Am I gonna have to stream from the bathroom?
Yes, so you can just be under the cold shower the entire time. No, so Yukio Sakudo says, I've never heard that one, Eve. That's actually a meme from Ranty Monkey and Lords of the Nights chat. There was a phrase that was uttered in reference to licking butthole is tongue buttering turtle caves. And yeah. Yeah, no, that's where that went. So back to the subject at hand before we got sidetracked by tongue buttering turtle caves. So let us know what you guys think of our format so far. Leave comments, share with your friends if you really like. Put it out on Twitter.
Wet t-shirt competition. Fuck you,
I don't
Sam.
think I tweeted it out. Damn it.
You know what? I didn't tweet it out. Oh shit! I didn't tweet it out. Oh my god!
I forgot.
I know, right? I'm such a space head. We're like nearly finished.
We are, because we're pretty much done. But yeah, no, it's kind of too late to do it now. But it's okay. I think most everybody that's here was people who are following anyways. We only got 15 followers on Twitter. But
just make sure to wear a white shirt and a sexy, lacy black bra before dousing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? If I was to stream from the shower, which I will not, I would. If I knew where my black bra was.
At least some of us did for you ladies. I appreciate it, Rick.
But oh my god, if we're gonna have Sam on next week and we're gonna be like drinking, it's gonna be chaos.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Oh my god!
I just realized that your sleeves and your shirt are the same kind of material as my
entire shirt is that. It's just that it happens that I've got an undershirt.
Oh my goodness, we're wearing the same shirt. Basically.
Well, no, because my undershirt is actually attached.
Mine is this is all that's really covered right here. Everything else is mesh. It's cute. Still wondered about your tassel dance, Tally.
$2,000 and I'll do it.
There's her price, folks. $2,000. She'll do a tassel dance.
Yeah,
all of that
I will need to get
to Constantine.
I will need to buy the tassels though. You know what? I reckon Eve would do it for $2,000 as well.
Fuck yes, I would.
So $4,000 and we'll both do it.
I will say you'll be much less entertained by me because, let's be honest, but
you know what? Hold off on that $4,000 until Eve's had her top surgery.
Yeah, no. So yeah, let us know what you guys think. If you have any ideas or suggestions.
Or you can donate that $2,000 towards the top surgery fund. And she can do it afterwards. Like after she's all healed.
Anywho. Yes, that's what Sam said. Screw that.
Yes, assassin. Yes, assassin. $2,000 with a $1,500 processing fee.
Oof. Don't remind me. Yeah, so let us know if you guys have any suggestions, any ideas, any guests that you might like to see us have on.
Yeah.
Any segments you want to see? Like I said, we pretty much covered what we're going to do. I don't know if Callie mentioned this time around, we want to do theme nights where we
yes, we do. And so if we are having a theme night, we will request that guests dress in line with the theme. Like if we were to do Batman villains, of course I would do Harley because I've already got the costume.
I would do Ivy because
redhead. So if you're going to join, you would have to be a Batman villain.
Masquerade night. Ooh,
I have two. I have a red one and a black one. You've seen my black one because I wore it on Halloween. You've seen my black mask. I've got the same one, but in red.
I want to see this now. I'll be Two-Face. Already got the scars, said Sam.
Oh, Sam, you're beautiful.
Yeah, I agree. He's a handsome boy.
He is a handsome boy. He's a very handsome boy, and he wants to do things to you.
Oh, God. Okay.
To be fair, he wants to do things to me too. I don't think a threesome with him would be out of the question.
And I think that's where we're going to leave it off tonight, kids. Wandered from the land of innuendo into direct sexual comments. This is where I did not want to take it, Tally. But thank you so much for coming out tonight, guys, or this afternoon for some of you. For most of you.
Horror themed.
Horror themed.
Nico suggested a horror theme.
Leave your comments in the comments section after the stream is over, or well, actually, we'll go back through and read the chat.
Or tweet at us.
Or tweet at our account. Yeah, our S&M account. You can find the links for that in the description below. You can also find my why did I have a link to the YouTube channel?
Innuendo out me front toe. We went from innuendos to out me front toes.
That's what these are being called now.
Thank you for that, Assassin, but I did change it.
Okay. As I was saying, there are links to both the S&M Twitter as well as mine at Tally's individual Twitters, and the other various shows that were on my live streaming things, Minions of the Zoo and Golden Age Radio.
And we are on Monkey in the Morning soon.
Yes, Tally and I will be on Monkey in the Morning tonight. I've already had it confirmed by Monkey. He said he would have us on tonight, so check us out then. I don't know when he does it is kind of variable, but it'll be sometime after midnight usually. So,
well, hopefully it is before I go for D&D, because if not, I will have to duck
It'll
out.
be after your D&D. Because you have D&D in like, what, 2 hours?
I have D&D at like 1 a.m. It is now 22:11.
Yeah, so you have D&D in like 2 hours.
3
it'll
hours.
Be 3 hours.
3 hours.
It'll be after that. So,
2 or 3 hours.
I'm going to stop. I'm going to ignore you guys. I'm going to ignore you guys and finish my outro spiel because I keep getting interrupted. I'm going to make Tally mute from now on while I'm doing the outro because she won't shut the fuck up.
I'm so happy though.
I know you are, dear.
I'm just excited.
I'm excited too. Yeah, you should get a theme song to open the show. I was thinking about that too. I'm not sure exactly how to do that with StreamYard, but I'm pretty sure there's a way to make it work. So
we may have to speak to Sanguine about that.
I don't know. Does he do that after intro?
I don't know, but we may have to speak to one of the minions who uses Streamlabs about that. StreamYard, that.
Right.
I don't know.
So
see,
yeah,
this is why you are the producer. I'm just the tits, because you know what the fuck you're talking about when it comes to this sort of thing.
You offer far more than just tits to the show, my darling.
Yeah, thank you. I love you.
Love you too. But that is going to do it for us today, kids. We will we'll catch you next time. Like I said, tweet your suggestions at us, leave comments on the stream, leave comments in chat, hit that like button on your way out the door. And if you're not already subscribed, what are you doing with your life? Hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, I know, right?
We'll thank you to all of our donators tonight and for everybody who showed up in chat. We will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.